Okay, family. We get paid. We get paid to read these books. This month we're reading Ronda Rousey's biography. It is absolutely amazing. I'm telling you, I'm not a MMA fan, a UFC fan, Ronda Rousey fan necessarily. I'm becoming one now that I'm reading her story because it's inspiring. But teammates, we got to improve and read things that we wouldn't normally read. Just read things that we can learn from. It's about getting better. So, all right, now let's listen to this. Teammates, now this is on page 142, and she's talking about she's winning. Now, she went to the Olympics twice. This is her second time there. She's actually winning the medal. So the first time she lost, she was the youngest American in the Olympic field in the judo category, I guess. I don't know if the total thing. But also, she was the youngest in the whole field, meaning all the countries. The first time she went, she lost. The second time, now this is the second time. So listen to this. She's about to win. She says, the timer buzzed. A wave of joy and relief came over me. I fell to my knees, and suddenly the arena rushed back in. I could hear the crowd roar. A chant of USA, USA rose in the stands from about 11 people, but it was still deafening to me. The arena seemed brighter as if someone had turned up the lights in the venue. The referee raised her right hand in my direction. Boom, that's her competitor. I shook hands. As my opponent walked off the mat, I raised my hands victoriously, then bent down and kissed the mat. I ran off the mat and jumped joyously into Israel's arms. I looked into the stands for my mother and found her across the arena waving the American flag. It was so big she could barely hold it open. After 13 years, the American flag had been placed on my dad's coffin at his funeral and had been unfurled and was fluttering in the arms of my mother. Oh my God, boy, that's emotional. Can you imagine how exciting it is? You've been working on something your whole life, all the turmoil you go through to get there, and then your father commits suicide, and you win an Olympic medal, and the flag that was on your dad's coffin, your mama is waving it with joy. Ooh, wee. How exciting is that? Now listen to this. I got back from Beijing. Like, this is like a few days later. I got back from Beijing with a bronze medal and no home, no job, and no prospects. And quickly learned she didn't have a boyfriend either, because when he was gone, she called him when she was home thinking, hey, I got somebody to celebrate with, and he actually said, me and my girlfriend have been cheering for you. What in the world is that? And I felt the wind had been knocked out of me. Teammates, and so basically my point is, the insight is, and I've heard this saying a million times, it's never as good or as bad as it seems. It is never as good or as bad as it seems. I'm preaching better than y'all saying amen. When it's you at the height of it, you are income at an all-time high. You just set your production record. You got the best people you think ever joining your team, blah, blah, blah. You better go to work every day. You better keep your head down. You better run a play, a standard, a system, and keep your head down and stay on it. On the other side, it ain't nothing going right. Your best person, who you thought was your best person, just quit. All the business that you thought was lined up perfectly, and you was getting ready to have your income record, all of it just fell apart, just disappeared. Guess what? Just stay focused. Run the play every day. Run your play every day. Have a system. Work the system every day. Stay focused, because it's never as good and never as bad as it seems. Don't stop the plan and running the system and start celebrating. And don't stop the plan and running the system and start feeling sorry for yourself either. Bam. All right, let's get into it. That's point one. She come back from Beijing. Now listen to this, teammates. She says, no home, no job, no prospects, and no boyfriend. She found a bartending job. So listen, she found a bartending job, and she said it took her weeks to find a bartending job. She shows up late. She's on probation. She's about to lose the job. She had already committed to being in a parade the same time she was going to have to work, but she didn't know it at that point. Long story short, she did not go participate in a parade to help support one of her judo family, her close family friend of her mother. Her mother was furious. All right, so her mom was so mad with her, she didn't even want to go home. So listen to this. I had a knot in my stomach. I couldn't answer. Her mom was calling her nonstop. Like, where are you? Where are you? They counting on you. They counting on you. They counting on you. See, when you, some people like, you know, if you got a job and it ain't really going nowhere and everything's revolves around, you know, this job, which I ain't never had that problem because I ain't never had thought no job. I ain't never had one I had planned on being there that long. Anyway, so she had this job. And so she was like committed to, and told these people she felt like she needed it. Versus supporting a commitment she had already made at this parade. Now, so she basically ditched the commitment for his job. Teammates, listen. Some stuff is bigger than the immediate paycheck working for somebody else. Sometimes it takes a minute to understand that. I'm gonna just leave that right there. Anyway, the point is, her mom was so mad with her, she didn't even want to go home. So she slept in the car. After hours of drinking, I walked to get a pizza, ate in the back of my car. I curled up in the back seat. The next morning, the whole car smelled of pizza, and I had a crick in my neck. It was midday. I just lay there sweating in the back seat, staring at the ceiling. A few weeks later, she won the daggum Olympics, and now she's sleeping in her car. God almighty Jesus. Anyway, all this stuff happened, and she had to sleep in her car for a few days till she got a paycheck to get an apartment. All right, my second point, and I got this from my coach, mentor, Myron Golden. Myron Golden don't know Chris Durham from nothing, from a can of paint. He don't even know he my coach and my mentor, but man, I love listening to him. One of the things he says often is, disruption follows intention. Myron Golden, that's some ingenious stuff. Well, Ronda getting ready to do something big with her life. But in the meantime, everything is falling apart. Teammates, maybe that's your life right now. Maybe you feel like, hey, I'm getting ready to do something big. I got great plans. I got big goals. And everything is falling apart. I'm preaching better than y'all saying amen. Can I get an amen from somebody out here in the universe? Listen, you got these big goals, big plans. You got a strategy. You doing it all thing. But right now, it don't look like nothing working. It is an absolute disaster, like an octopus on roller skates. You all over the place. Teammates, you just got to stay focused. Disruption follows intention. But if you stay focused on it, you can rise above the disruption and go on and hit your goal. The same way on an airplane. You get on an airplane and it may be a little rocky at the beginning, and the pilot says, once we get to our cruising altitude, 30,000 feet, then I'm going to turn the seatbelt light off, and now our flight attendants are going to start our service. Teammates, that's how it is in our business. You got to get it up to a certain level on a cruising altitude so it won't be so bumpy. All right, last point. And this is basically the same thing, a different spin on the last point, which is stay focused. So Ronda said she was going to take a year off of judo, and all this bad stuff started happening. So listen to this. I had endured so much to get to the Olympics. All along the way, I told myself that the result would be amazing, that it would be worthwhile. But the truth was, now listen to this, now it's kind of depressing, but the truth was that it had been amazing, but it hadn't been worth it. Ooh, wee. Teammates, I mean, imagine you do something your whole life, all blood, sweat, and tears, and then when you actually get there, you just like disappointed. It wasn't even worth it. That's sad. Muhammad Ali threw his daggum Olympic medal in the river. I mean, he was like, Muhammad Ali threw his in the river. He was like, don't nobody want nothing with this. Anyway, that's a whole nother meeting. He said, realizing that crushed me. I had dreamed of the Olympics since I was a little girl. I won an Olympic medal, and yet I felt like I had been let down. Teammates, listen to this, and this is I guess I'll make this maybe a separate point. You just got to keep running the program and stay the course, and don't start drifting. So when she got back, from the Olympics, she won the medal, and so that was a big goal she was going for. So she really didn't have like another goal past that. So she started drifting. She's homeless. She's drinking and smoking, and all this other bad stuff is happening. And because she started drifting, teammates, you can't never start drifting. You gotta stay on course. Stick to your discipline. You can't stop. Once you start winning, you can't stop winning. What the activity it takes to be successful, you got to keep that going. That's just how it is. You can't, it's like, I know you're like, oh man, I'm gonna do all this and then I can take a break. No. You've been breaking too much as it is. Teammates, I love you guys. We get paid to read these books. I am learning so much. I love this girl's insights, her mentality, and we're gonna get rich in this town.